Joey Trupiano. I'm a junior at St. Anthony, and I won state as an individual last year, and so did my team. My favorite part to golf would probably just be just the feeling of like hitting a good shot. Like you just can't beat that feeling. It just I don't know. It's just my favorite feeling in the world.
Knowing that you guys won a state title last year, but also you as an individual as a sophomore, what's the reaction like knowing that your name is out there a lot now?
Uh, I feel really special. I mean, I always wanted to be a person that was kind of known for just anything, and I'm glad I did it the way I did, and I'm glad our team did also. But it was I don't know. It makes me feel really special. It's a really cool feeling, I guess.
Reaction like when you found out that you had no idea they even won a state title as an individual.
Yeah. So we were coming in. I made this big putt on 18, and I was just like, my coach was like, "Hey, team's winning by 4, just make your par and go on." But I ended up making a birdie, so that was even better. But go to the scores table, and they're like, "Hey, there's gonna be a playoff for first place," and I was like, I was like, "No way!" Like I had no idea. And so right when my nerves kind of got settled down after just that whole entire nerve-wracking day, they went straight back up, and it was crazy. But I'm really appreciative that that moment happened. It was really cool.
The experience that you got last year, how important is that for your confidence, knowing that in the future years you can strive for even more?
Yeah. It's honestly really helpful because like my whole life growing up, like playing golf, it's always been so competitive. All of my buddies, they're all just as good as me, or if not better. And I wasn't always the winner. And for the first time, like I actually showed what I was actually capable of. And now I realize that hey, I could do more than what I really think I can.
How do you best handle the pressure that comes your way?
I kind of just try to use it almost because if you're able to use the pressure that comes your way, in the long run, it honestly helps you out. It makes you less nervous, and it just makes you more capable of doing things that you never really realized that you could do.
As an individual golfer, what challenges have come your way?
There's been plenty. I mean, just even like last year before state, as an individual golfer, like playing for our team, I had to make my spot on the varsity squad just to be able to play at state. And there was so many qualifiers just to be able to play on our team and all these other things during summer, and just it was a big event all year, and there's a lot of stress on that fact, but it was all worth it. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
What's it mean to you to represent St. Anthony as an individual state champion?
I think it's really cool because our sports teams last year at St. Anthony, they did very well. And me being able to be a part of that and a part of the reason why St. Anthony is so known is it's really cool because I mean I walk around town now and people are like, "Hey, you won state, right? And like you play golf for St. Anthony and stuff like that." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun. It's I don't know. I just hope it makes people realize how good of a school St. Anthony really is and how special it is to other people too."
Has an individual at St. Anthony ever won a state title?
Yeah, there's been 2 others, but one's been Jacqueline Jansen. She actually ended up playing on the LPGA tour, and she was very good. And then another was one of the Imbersia brothers. I forget which Imbersia it was, but I'm very happy to be the 3rd. I mean, it's really cool to have my name up there on the board in the gym, and it's really cool.
How much pride do you take in playing golf?
I mean, there's quite a bit just playing the sport in general. I mean, all of my buddies do as well. We're proud to be like in the position we are as a team and even as an individual player. I mean, we all are very happy to be able to have the position that we are in.
Putting the Bulldogs on the map.
Yeah, I mean, people don't realize, but like, I guess golf is a sport too. And whenever people see our name in a golf tournament, they're like, okay, we got to play good today to try to beat them. And I mean, we have a target on our backs at all time because of what happened last year and just everything. But yeah, St. Anthony Sports is a very big name in just general in Illinois. I feel like a lot of people know the name, and it's very special.
After winning a team title last year, St. Anthony boys golf is looking to return to Bloomington once again and bring head coach Phil Zakari his 6th state championship after winning first overall as a sophomore. Joey Trupiano has been working this offseason to repeat it again. Winning a state championship in Class 1A as a sophomore set the tone for St. Anthony golfer Joey Trupiano's high school career.
It's been a wild ride, I'm not going to lie, but I'm excited for the future to come, and I hope we can do it again. It'll be fun.
The junior has been traveling the country, playing in tournaments this summer to prepare for his season. Saying he's improved on his iron game, Trupiano just got back from playing at the PGA High School Golf Invitational in Frisco, Texas.
It's the national tournament, so we got to play with kids from all over. We played with kids from Hawaii. It's going to help me realize I can compete with anybody. I just have to have confidence in myself, and hopefully the day's the right day.
But he wasn't the only Bulldog there, with majority of the team making the trip to the Lone Star State. They're using this summer to improve on their game to bring home back-to-back first-place medals at state.
Favorite course to play on besides Effingham Country Club?
For me, probably it would be Victoria National, which is over in Indiana. And then I have one more that I played over in South Carolina called Sage Valley. And those places are just so special. It makes you realize that you may not just be a really good golfer just because you're playing your home course, but whenever you can go play there, you realize it kind of humbles you. You're not as good as you really think.
Toughest courses to play on?
For me, like I said earlier, probably Victoria National. I mean, it's just a tough course. And then we went to nationals and we played the new PGA Frisco, like those courses there, and it was the East course over at PGA Frisco. That is probably the toughest course I've ever played. It is tough.
From your freshman year to where you're at now, going to be a junior, what have you learned the most?
Just that really anything can happen. I mean, you got to be ready for just anything thrown your way, especially as a golfer. Just at St. Anthony, our team is so competitive. You never know who's going to be on varsity the next day, and you just have to be ready for whatever gets thrown at you. And it's a lot of stress, but it's worth it. My favorite to hit, I just love hitting driver because there's nothing better than watching a ball go pretty far. And then I also love hitting my iron shots or even putting. I mean, there's the feeling of when a putt goes in is really good. But yeah, I mean, the weaknesses of my game, it could be anything. It goes in phases, and for right now, for instance, it's probably chipping. I don't know why, it's just sometimes hard to get it close to the hole.
As far as a bunker shot, nobody ever wants to be in there, but you make it look pretty easy when you go for a shot. What goes through your mind when you're in that spot, knowing that you have a pretty big challenge hitting out of a tough spot?
Whenever I have a tough shot, I just basically just hit and hope. Gotta hope God helps me out here in that situation, because it really is it could go any way. You never know. But if you get lucky enough to hit a good shot out of those really tough shots, I mean, it's very relieving. That's to say the least. Yeah, that'll work.
What is the furthest drive you have had?
For me, probably like 350 yards. I don't really know exactly. I never really measure, but yeah, if I really get a hold of one and maybe it's downhill, it could go that far.
What were your goals coming into your sophomore year?
I was really just like trying to make it to state. I know our team was good enough to be able to go that far, and I was just hoping to be able to play for them like during that year. And I'm glad it happened. And I wasn't ever really thinking I was gonna be able to win state, but it worked out pretty well, and I'm glad I did.
So, what makes you such a likable individual?
I would honestly just say I try to be nice to everyone, and I can thank my parents for that. They raised me the right way, I think. And without them, I don't know if I'd be the person who I was, who I am. And that's kind of why I am, I guess, a likable person to some people.
So, like you said, how important is it to have your dad Joey and your family into golf as much as you are, but also kind of looking at that in the order of, okay, I can take my game from that.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, it is very helpful. It brings a lot of competitiveness. I mean, me, my brother, my dad, we go out and play, and it's a good match. I mean, you never know who's gonna win. And then I like playing with my grandpa. He's honestly taught me like everything when it comes to putting and chipping. I mean, he just makes you realize that hey, it's like it's golf. Bad things happen, and he helps you really mainly on the like mental side of things. He can really help you.
The emotions of knowing that you won, was it more of a surreal feeling or was it more of a goal that you wanted to accomplish?
Honestly, it's a little bit of both, because I mean, in the back of your mind, whenever you're going in that state tournament, you'd be like, that would be like, I can win this. You never know, like if I have the stars align and stuff like that. But it was also like a surreal feeling because I didn't know that I actually won at the time, or that I actually had the ability to win, and it was really cool. I mean, I'm glad it happened.
As far as a most memorable part to your sophomore year, what would that be?
For me, like breaking it down to like a specific moment, it would have to be I made a putt on 18 at Prairie Vista during the state championship to bring me into a playoff for first place. And just like making that putt, like there's so many people watching, and I showed so much emotion after I made that putt, and it was really cool. I mean, I've always dreamed of having a moment like that happening to me, because you see it all the time on the PGA Tour. You see these guys make these big putts to win, and I felt like I was one of those guys for once. During the off season, I mean, like when it gets cold during wintertime, it's really hard to play golf. But luckily, my buddy Lane Ludwig, he has a golf simulator in his house, and so we go there every single day, or at least me and him do. I mean, every single day we're playing. And then once it gets a little bit warmer, like mid-40s, we go out on the course and we just hit balls, and it's a lot of fun. We actually really enjoy it, and I don't think we would keep doing it if we didn't, but it's a lot of fun.
So, Coach Zakari, what has he meant to the St. Anthony golf program as a head coach?
I mean, he's the reason why we're, I guess, on the map. Without him, I mean, we wouldn't really be St. Anthony Golf, I guess. Because, I mean, whenever you think of St. Anthony Golf, I mean, you think of Coach Zakari. I mean, he's been there for forever. He's won 5 state championships with, like, coaching St. Anthony, and he's been the main reason why we are, I guess, a bigger name in the golf industry.
As far as a golf team at St. Anthony, what's it like being a part of a successful squad?
It honestly means a lot, because like we just have so much potential as a team, and knowing that like last year we accomplished like what we were supposed to do means that like even this year we have most of the guys we had last year on that team. We can do it again. We there's always a chance, and it gives us a lot of confidence on the course to make us realize that hey, we're not as bad as we think. We're pretty good. As an individual, I never really like thought like, oh, that's my main goal. Like I'm gonna go win this. But I knew like as a team, like that was our biggest goal the whole year. I mean, our coach, he was making sure we were prepped and ready for state. We went and played Prairie Vista like 3 or 4 times during summer. I mean, he made sure we knew the course and we were ready to play there. And it paid off. I mean, we ended up winning by a pretty good margin, and it was a lot of fun. It was worth it.
So going into the championship game, or championship day, I should say, on Saturday, you were 9 strokes back. You guys gained some massive ground on that Saturday to win it all. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. We went from like our worst round all year. I think we shot like 327 as a team. And that was our worst round all year by far. And then we go and we shoot the best score in the state, like out of everybody playing, and our best score of the year, and the worst weather we played in all year even, to go and win the state championship. It was really cool.
When it's raining or the weather conditions aren't favorable for hitting or playing golf in general, what's that like for you?
Honestly, it brings a lot of stress just because you're like, what, like, why is it the weather like this? Like, why are we playing right now? But like if you're managing to play good in that weather, or when it's cold or when it's rainy, it gives you an advantage. And whenever you're playing in the weather, you just gotta kind of just ignore it, or try to ignore it and stay as prepared as you can be. And if you're doing one of those 2 things, you'll play a lot better than you really think you are.
So far, what has been your best round?
So my best round I've ever shot was 68. And I did a little different than some people would shoot 68, because I was actually over par going into the like back 9, and I went and I shot 31 on the back 9, and it was a very cool experience. I had 2 eagles and on that back 9 alone, and it was really cool.
Going into your junior year, what would you like to improve on the most?
Honestly, it's mainly my mental game. And like, yes, your swing will mess, like you'll hit bad shots, but it's mainly for me, it's mainly my mental game, because I'm like I have confidence now that like I can shoot a low score and I can win tournaments, and I have to realize that, and I have to go into a tournament realizing, hey, you can win this thing. Like you just have to, the stars have to align, but it can happen.
Who's had the biggest impact on your career so far?
It's probably Mike Monsell for me. He's a Eastern's golf coach, and he taught my aunt whenever she was little, like how to play golf, and just she's taught basically like my whole family just how to play golf. And he's so helpful though, like right now, because I've been with him for like 6 or 7 years, and I'm getting pretty far like along in his program, I guess you can say. But he helps me so much with the mental side of things, and like I can just tell him really whatever is on my mind, and he's very helpful when it comes to the mental side of things.
As far as having your home course as the Effingham Country Club, but meanwhile you live on the course, what's that like?
It's honestly really handy, because if I ever get like the crave for golf, I don't have to go drive 30 minutes to go to the golf course or something. Like I can go right into my backyard and go putt and go chip, or it honestly gives me the edge on certain people that I need to make myself a better player.
What would be your biggest prized possession you have so far, especially with the shoes that were made for you?
Honestly, like those shoes are really, really cool. I got them for Christmas. My dad had Jamie Stang like paint them, and she made them perfect. It literally looks exactly like me and exactly what I was wearing the day I won, and it's really cool. It brings back like just vivid memories of what happened that one day, and it's really cool.
What is your individual goal for your junior year?
I'd like to play well in state again. I don't care if I win. I don't really care if that happens again. I mean, I'd love it to happen, but the chances of that happening is pretty little. But I would just like to be able to play well, pretty well all year. Enjoy what time I have left on St. Anthony, and just hopefully to just have fun. That's my biggest deal.
What does the future for St. Anthony golf look like?
For this year, for instance, I mean, we're still good. I mean, we played our first tournament the other day, and in our second tournament, actually, we ended up winning. But like we're still as good as we are last year, if not better even. We have a lot more potential, I feel like. Yes, losing 2 really good seniors is hard, but we've all put in a lot of work over summer, and it's been helpful. And I think I can feel it. Our team could be better than last year. As a player, yeah, I'm left-handed. Not too many people are left-handed like anymore, I feel like. But yeah, that's one thing that's very like different about me on the golf course.
What type of an impact do you feel like you've had on this community as far as helping the young kids grow as well?
Like I teach every Tuesday, well, like during summertime. Tim Kraus hosts a like junior golf league and stuff, and me and like most of our golf team actually helps teach them. And whenever they like hear that like, oh, these guys are state champions, they look up to us, and that's something I think that really helps them out and makes them, hey, like maybe I want to be this one day, or maybe I want to like pursue my game of golf and make myself as good as I can. And I think that's been very helpful for them.
Which pro golfer do you look up to the most?
I look up to like a Justin Thomas, or I mean obviously everybody looks up to Tiger Woods. Just, you know, being able to win as much as he did is very cool. But on the back to the Justin Thomas, like he struggles, and he has like all these other things in his life that like sometimes doesn't go right, and he still finds a way to like battle back and all these things, which is very helpful to learn, and it makes you feel like a much better player whenever you do that. Well, obviously, I mean, I would like to, like, one of our goals is to go to state again and just experience like all those people watching us that those are true St. Anthony golf fans. Like, you don't just go take a 2-hour drive to go watch some random people play golf. So yeah, that was very helpful. And then I'm also like glad that our seniors, like, they taught us so much. Last year they taught us so much, and that's probably the main reason why we are in the position we are in, and they helped us so much just along the way.
Joey Trupiano, 2022 state champion, individual state champion for the St. Anthony golf team. He will be a junior. Joey, thanks for taking the time with me. I really appreciate it. Good luck to your junior year and for the St. Anthony golf squad in general.
Thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it.